Hi guys, welcome to my channel all about YouTubers 13. Today we're dealing with Chris Chan, aka CWC, Quickville. Chris Chan, if you don't know, he is a local, what we call a local, which is basically someone that other people laugh about, however you want to say it, but for good reason. And Chris Chan is an high-functioning autistic person who knows right from wrong, who's done a lot of bad things in his life. The last one which he did was, well, it weren't the last one because it just keeps getting worse, but he's in prison now for RIPing his mum. Yeah, taking advantage of his mum. He's been in prison now for a year. It's all coming to an end, and the sentence, whatever it may be, it's about to happen. But he's gone from bad to worse to now he wants his mum arrested. Chris Chan wants his mum out of the house so he can go in the house, but the only way for her to go out the house is to be dead, or she has to leave. But she's a stubborn woman, and you know it's all going to come out. And it's just getting worse. And anyway, please like and subscribe. I'll read the letter and you can see what it is. You might hear my cat purring in the background, but I can't stop her. She's going from purring to moving her head on my laptop. She does this weird thing, pushing her head on my laptop, and she does what she wants basically. I just feed her. Anyway, please like and subscribe. Thank you, Glynis, and anyone else who wants to help. Link in the description. I mean PayPal in the description. I'm trying to push my cat out the way. Stay there please. Anyway, as you can see on screen, let's get on with the letter. Do not upload between, hold on, let me just put this in. Right, do not upload between the wavy line. Okay, yeah. So his letter's a bit his writing's a bit hard to say, but let's move on. I need to state the preface and remain strictly offline for the time being in regards to my mentioned sacrifice. Oh my gosh, no, so his sacrifices, bearing in mind he's in prison now for taking advantage of his mum. His sacrifices is sacrificing his mum now. For him to get out and be with his ties, his mum's got to go. And even though he's in prison for basically extending her life, he called it soul bonding. Now he done too much of a good job and she's actually living too long. This is crazy stuff. Crazy. Let's just move on. I've gone over the following in my August 21 goddess log pages and roughly follows. And his goddess log, in case you didn't know, it's just a BS log that is keeping while he's in jail. You know, I woke up, had a piece of toast, whatever. It's just going to be stupid naughtiness. Moving on. I've seen in all of the possibilities and timelines for the outcome of August 2021 and betrayals and the late sockness, sorcery and demonic. And demonic. I can't even read his something of evangelicalism aside. Barbara and I long been fated to be separated. Then. Period, if not for my soul bonding with her and mentally, emotionally and healing with her, taking of her past. And I know it's going to say sins coming up next, but I'm just going to move on because and healing of her, talking of her past. She would have died in the vehicle accident with the van in August. Bear in mind, if he hadn't been in prison for doing that to her, she would have been, as a someone with dementia, she would not be using the van because he takes her around. So this is all hogwash, however you want to call it. I don't swear on my channel unless I'm peed off, and I get close at times with him. Moving on. So she would have died in the accident in the van in August and not in November and survived. There were also outcomes of her landing in jail instead. Because what about this is what I mean, his mum, you know, 80-year-old dementia-ridden woman, apparently being in jail or dying by other fated happenings, or very slight chance of, and when I'm stopping like this, it's because I'm just moving to the next part on the screen so it comes up. So a very slight chance of falling in love with another man of attraction. So this old lady. So basically, I'm just going to keep, like, in case somebody's listening, I don't know too much on Chris Chan. He made a comic when he was at school. He made a comic, and you had to like make up your own character or whatever, and he made up Sonic. Then they said no, you can't do that, so he mixed Pokemon and Sonic and made SONICHU. So he's put them together. So just in case I'm losing, anyway, the reason her body and at least check her aura, Elena continues to have been alive and at the SONICHU temple this long of time was in my emotional and spiritual process and developments. So basically, he done that to his mum. It was through helping him as well as her, even though it's worked too much. Had Everfree Northwest gone smoothly and well with my safe return to the SONICHU temple, that's his house where his mum is now, Barbara would have been lost and prematurely migrated into Rosechu form on C197. Wow. So basically there he's saying his mum, because that comic, that's what I was getting at before, he made this comic up and he thinks this is real now. So anything what happens, he writes in his comic happens, and now he gets into multiverse, so anything and any universe could have possibly happened. So at the whiff of any notice, anything can change and anything. So now she needs to go from this life to SONICHU form to be in his comic. This is bloody crazy. That's what I mean. I hate him because of this. I literally hate the guy. I've had a couple of girls do the dirt on me in life, and I get that same hate feeling. It's just horrible what he's done to her. So how I saved her, and I would have suffered emotionally and not have successful of an awakening rebirth and revelations as I had. It would have been tougher on me, for if I and my body not yet fully appreciated our friends, allies and business connections to properly prosper and pay off the remaining debts and mortgages. It's like, where's he going with this? And now he's gone from like addressing himself as different things to now he's like Jesus, he's God, is the true avatar. So now he don't even register with his body. He's now saying his body. See how he's like he disassociates himself with everything. This is how he works in his mind. Anyway, he's crossed out. Also, I have stated in my big talk confessional letter, which basically someone said to him, I hope you didn't really do that to your mum and it was just big talk. That's it, you put that in his head. Now it's just big talk. This the kind of guy you're dealing with. Barbara had become a burden of emotional weight on me, and when it comes to the legal restrictions of the courts, never mind never going to allow her and I to be together in the same building before the collective shift completion and a full transition to a Rosechu body. Is he having a laugh? Is he having a bloody laugh? Let me just go back on that a sec. Right, never going to relax. So basically, so now he's saying, this is what I mean. This is how he can never deny guilt. There's evidence to show this has happened. He can't get near his mother now. He can't get near his mother. But you know what the thing was? Just but the letter before this, he was saying the complete opposite. He was saying that he done it all for soul bonding. then since then he's been told he can't get near his mum and he can't go back to the house until while she's there. No, because of that he's made a sacrifice. She's gotta go. Do you get what I mean? She needs to die. This is bloody crazy. So you can tell from the last letter to this letter, he had that letter saying he can't get out, he can't get to his SONICHU temple, his mum's house, until she's gone, or until this is over. So it's all switched now. Now the soul bonding worked too good. But moving on, because this gets worse. Right, so she needs to get to her rosary body, that's what he's saying, as well as the present paradox that in all the other pre-second coming timeline portions, she and her were not to be together since last August period. Bearing in mind, it was only like the letter before this, he was saying that they're gonna be together, and not only that, millions of people are praying for him to be with his mum, and he's hearing all the billions of prayers. Can you see how it's switched? And now he's sacrificing his victim. This is why I hate him. In our time, my body and I have processed, cried, grieved and accepted these facts, and your human body relocation needs to happen before my body and I can see that. My body and I. It is him. You don't. This is dissociation syndrome. So time per that. So in our time, my body and I have processed, cried, grieved, accepted these facts, and my body's relocation needs to happen before my body can return home to the SONICHU temple. It's fated and evident. So when I stop like this, I'm just moving on to the next bit. You'll see all continuous. Part 3. So when I had read your prayer, on top of that, this is it, on top of that, billions of heard prayers from our followers of these months in regards of her and I getting back together, as well as the inquiry of, are you excited to see your mum again? There is a deep emotional tick that gets triggered within my body because I consciously and unconsciously know these facts and divine details. So this is what I mean. He thinks that billions of prayers are being put out to him for him to be his victim, his mum. Moving on. So I had my own, I had made my sacrifice to let Barbara go, to have her relocated. Of what? Of the foreknown outcome, destiny and future may manifestation on her human body, and what's left of her with that potential soul that lingers within her. See what I mean? Now his mum's just a lingering soul. She's a burden. Fortunately, I have plans for after my return home thought out, including on debt and mortgage payments and settling. I are of help on that. See how it is. I'd have help on that. Nobody's going to help you now, Chris. Nobody. And he thinks that he's got loads of people who are going to help him make the mortgage payments. No one should give him anything. Moving on. Unfortunately, despite my directly telling her of the outcome of June 9th's court date, I didn't even know there was a court date then, and giving her the choice to relocate herself, she didn't have to be, giving her the choice to relocate herself so she didn't have to be forced. She's saying he's willing to get his mum forced out, and he thinks he's got people who will help her we would do that for him. 3 weeks later, by Caden's confirmation, Barbara was still at the SONICHU temple, redneck style. So giving him the list of charitable crimes, including pet negligence, mistreatment, suicidal threats, emotional manipulation and abuse upon I, and ADA's law of using someone else's SSI, which is basically money what you get, and bearing in mind he got caught robbing off her as well. It's all just manipulation for turning it around, complete 180. and he's even done a full 60 here now. Well, 360. I have instructed Caden alone to call the police on her. Wow. So now he wants his mum arrested, he wants a gun, and because he ain't got much, you know, bearing in mind he's in there for doing that to her and robbing off her, and in his head he thinks he can get her locked up and put her away and out the house for pet negligence, mistreatment, suicidal threats and emotional manipulation and abuse upon her. He is deluded. I hope he never gets out. And his hand is instructed Caden to call the police on her, and listen to this, keep this strictly offline, because I don't want to risk toxic ones abusing her directly, and any defacement to the SONICHU temple itself or its property, spam, as well as thefts, no good. So basically, he wants to keep it offline, not because that he's trying to get his mum arrested, but because he thinks that people are taking advantage of the house and his toys, and blame the victim as well. He's deluded. I can't believe this. Bloody crazy. We finally got to the end of that. That is the end of today's video. I'm going to be uploading more. Chris Chan's just getting worse by the day. He deserves to rot in jail. Rot for as long as possible. He is hoping to get probation. I'll be doing more videos on that, and I'm going to be doing bits, like bites of the worst things he's said since he's been in this incarceration. So please be sure to subscribe and like my video. Once again, if you want to help, PayPal in the description. Thank you, Glenish. You all take care. Catch you on the rebound. Bye.